said he fell asleep on the phone with you. I don't know where your fiance was at for you to be able to fall asleep on the phone with another married man, because he's not divorced yet. And then demand that he check.
You know those stories you hear where someone's life gets flipped upside down overnight, where the person they trusted most turns out to be living a completely different reality. The kind of betrayal that doesn't just break hearts, but rewrites entire timelines. Leaves you questioning every memory, every laugh, every I love you thought was real. Well, this isn't one of those stories. This is worse. Because what's happening to Clarissa Shields right now isn't just a scandal. It's a full-scale demolition of everything she thought her life was. And the man at the center of it, he didn't just cheat. He didn't just lie. He allegedly orchestrated a double life so meticulous, so coldly calculated that it makes every other celebrity betrayal look like child's play. We're talking secret families, financial exploitation, and a level of deception so deep that even the people closest to her didn't see it coming. And the worst part, the world isn't just watching, it's laughing. Because while Clarissa was out here building a future, Papoose was allegedly building a completely different life. One that included another woman, another child, and a web of lies so tangled that unraveling it might just break her, or worse, make her stronger than ever.
That's battle rap. You know, everything is open for battle rap.
Is there
Gangsta gossip?
Is there a rap battle podcast? Y'all ain't never hear that?
I don't know.
We watched her step into the spotlight with Papoose. Watched her defend him. Watched her believe in him. The vacations, the late night calls, the way she talked about their future like it was already written in stone. But here's the thing about stone. It cracks. And when it does, what's underneath isn't pretty. Because while Clarissa was out here thinking she found her match, thinking she was building something real, Papoose was allegedly living a double life so brazen it's almost impressive. If it weren't so cruel. Christmas with Remy Ma. Birthdays with Remy Ma, holidays, trips, private moments that were never meant for Clarissa's eyes. And now the ultimate gut punch Remy Ma is reportedly expecting in the child is allegedly his. Not just a fling, not just a mistake. A family, one that was being built in the shadows while Clarissa was left in the dark, funding the very life that was being used to replace her.
Now we know Remy and Papoose as black love couples. We've been knowing that for years. Pap held Remy down while she served 6 years in prison.
And let's talk about that money, because this isn't just about heartbreak. It's about exploitation. Sources say Clarissa's resources weren't just shared. They were redirect. Bills paid, trips funded, a lifestyle maintained, all while she thought she was investing in their future. But the receipts don't lie. The leaked documents, the financial trails, the whispers from insiders who've seen the way the money moved. It all paints a picture of a man who wasn't just cheating on his partner. He was allegedly cheating her out of her own life, using her trust as a blank check and her love as collateral. And the worst part, she had no idea. Not until the leaks started dropping. Not until the texts were exposed. Not until Remy Ma herself decided to pull back the curtain and let the world see the man Clarissa thought she knew.
So things got messy and still getting messy. More on the Remy, Pap, and Clarissa trio. We reported on it yesterday, but things started to escalate. Accusations being thrown from both sides, and it's definitely messy on both sides.
But here's where it gets even messier, because this isn't just a story about a man leading two lives. It's about the way the truth came out and who was waiting in the wings to twist the knife. Enter 50 Cent, a man who's never met a scandal he didn't want to amplify. He didn't just watch from the sidelines. He commented. He mocked. He turned Clarissa's blind devotion into a punchline, her heartbreak into contempt, her betrayal into a lesson for anyone who dared to trust too easily. What did you think was going to happen? That's the energy he brought. Like he'd seen this coming a mile away. Like Papoose's playboy tendencies were the worst kept secret in the industry. And Clarissa was the only one who didn't get the memo. And maybe she wasn't. Maybe the signs were there all along, buried under the glamour, the public displays of affection, the carefully curated posts that made it all look so perfect. But love has a way of blinding even the sharpest among us. And Clarissa, she wasn't just in love. She was all in.
I don't give a I be bored responding, needing something to do. I done worked out.
And then the texts dropped, the screenshots, the damning evidence that turned whispers into screams. Remy Ma didn't just expose the affair. She flaunted it. Papoose dumb fell asleep on the phone with Clarissa. She wrote like it was a joke. Like Clarissa's pain was just another plot twist in her reality show. But this wasn't entertainment. This was a woman's life being dismantled in real time. Her trust shattered, her reputation dragged through the mud while the world watched. And Papoose, his response wasn't remorse. It was deflection. Accusing Remy of her own infidelities, posting photos of her with other men, turning the narrative into a game of who cheated first. Like that somehow excuses the years of lies, the financial manipulation, the way he allegedly used Clarissa's love as a shield while he lived a completely different truth. But the financial angle, that's where the betrayal cuts deepest. Because this wasn't just about emotion, it was about control. Sources say Clarissa's money didn't just fund their relationship, it funded his lifestyle with Remy Ma. The trips, the gifts, the way he allegedly moved between two worlds without missing a beat. All while Clarissa footed the bill. And the kicker, he never intended to leave. Not really, because why would he? He had the best of both worlds. A famous, successful girlfriend bankrolling his life, and a wife soon to be a mother again waiting in the wings. It's the kind of opportunism that doesn't just break hearts, it destroys faith and love itself.
Sure. I couldn't really put it together on what possibly could be the relationship there. But yeah, Remy outside the courtroom, standing on business, and she's there, you know, she holding her son down.
And now Clarice is left picking up the pieces. Her private grief turned into public spectacle. Every tear, every angry post, every moment of vulnerability dissected by fans, by haters, by the same people who once cheered her on. The boxing champ who could take down any opponent in the ring now finds herself up against something far more brutal. The court of public opinion. And in this fight, there are no rules. There's no referee to call foul when the hits get too low. There's just the relentless cycle of leaks, the comments, the memes, the way her pain has been repackaged as entertainment. Because that's the thing about Scandal. It doesn't care who gets hurt. It only cares about the story. And right now, Clarissa's heartbreak is the hottest ticket in town.
She didn't say anything about it, but she hopped online to just apologize because it's her event. People pay money to see these rap battles and stuff like that. It's a real thing. The whole rap battle thing is like a real thing. So,
but here's what we're not talking about enough. The way this kind of betrayal doesn't just end when the relationship does. It lingers. It poisons every memory, every photo, every I love you that now feels like a lie. Clarissa didn't just lose a partner. She lost the version of her life she thought she was building. The trust she had in her own judgment. The belief that love could be safe. That loyalty wasn't just a word, but a promise. And now she's left wondering how she didn't see it. How she let herself be so blind. Because that's the thing about men like Papoose. They don't just cheat. They gaslight. They make you question your own reality. They turn your love into a weapon against you. And by the time you realize what's happening, it's already too late. And the world. We're not just watching, we're participating. Every like, every share, every Clarissa deserved better comment. It's all part of the machine. The machine that turns private pain into public consumption. The machine that ensures no one gets to heal in peace. Because in 2026, heartbreak isn't just personal. It's content. And Clarissa's is the kind that sells, the kind that trends, the kind that keeps us scrolling, refreshing, waiting for the next drop, the next leak, the next piece of her life to be exposed for our entertainment. It's brutal. It's relentless. And it's far from over.
The police are still investigating the motive behind the shooting, though it was initially believed that a dispute may have led to the violence.
Because here's the thing about scandals like this. They don't just end, they evolve. And right now, we're standing at the edge of something even darker. The financial trails haven't been fully exposed. The legal battles haven't even begun. And Papoose, he's not the type to go quietly. He's the type to double down to spin the narrative to make her look like the villain in a story he wrote. And Remy Ma, she's not just a scorned wife. She's a strategist. She knows how to play the game. She's been here before. She survived prison, public scrutiny, the kind of fame that chews people up and spits them out. She's not going to let Clarissa walk away with her dignity intact. Not when there's still blood in the water. And then there's the child, the unborn baby that ties Papoose to Remy in a way that can't be undone. A family he's building while Clarissa is left to rebuild her life from the ashes of his lies. It's the kind of twist that doesn't just hurt, it haunts. Because no matter what happens next, that child is a living, breathing reminder of the betrayal. A symbol of the life he chose over her, the future he was building while she was still believing in theirs.
Well, this actually happened outside of the courthouse. Remy Ma got into a courthouse altercation with the daughter of the man her son allegedly.
So, where does that leave Clarissa? Right now, she's in the eye of the storm. The leaks are still coming. The comments are still flooding in. The world is still watching, waiting to see how she'll react, how she'll fight back, how she'll survive the fallout of a love that was never what it seemed. And we have to ask, what's worse? The betrayal itself, or the way the world is forcing her to relive it over and over with every new headline, every new meme, every new hot take from someone who's never felt this kind of pain. But here's what we know about Clarissa Shields. She's a fighter. She didn't become a champion by backing down. And if there's one thing this scandal has proven, it's that she's been underestimated before. By Papoose, by Remy Ma, by the world. And if history's taught us anything, it's that underestimating Clarissa is a mistake you only make once. Because when she comes back, and she will come back, it won't be with tears. It'll be with a plan. And if there's one thing more dangerous than a woman scorned, it's a woman who's been betrayed, exposed, and left with nothing to lose.
Jason is only 23 years old, and Remy spoke to TMZ about the situation. She said, "We stand by Jason's innocence and pray that NYPD will conduct a contempt and thorough investigation."
And Papoose. He should be afraid because the Clarissa Shields we're about to see isn't the one who trusted him. It's the one who learned from him. The one who's been forced to look at the darkest parts of love and loyalty and come out the other side stronger. The one who's realized that the same discipline that made her a champion in the ring is the same discipline that will help her survive this. And when she does, it won't be quiet. It won't be pretty. It'll be legendary. But we're getting ahead of ourselves because right now the story is still unfolding. The leaks are still dropping. The world's still watching. And Clarissa, she's still standing in the wreckage of a love that was never real, trying to figure out how to build something new from the ruins. And the wild part, we're all still here waiting, watching, ready for the next chapter in a scandal that's redefined what it means to be blindsided. Because this isn't just a breakup, it's a reckoning. And it's far from over.
It doesn't matter if it's a celebrity or not. Exactly. If you commit a crime, you're supposed to be paid for the crime you committed.
It could be anybody. It doesn't matter. You know.
And just when we thought the storm couldn't get any darker, the whisper started turning into something far more sinister. Because this wasn't just about a man leading two lives. It was about a pattern, a playbook, a way of operating that people close to the situation now claim they saw coming from a mile away. The red flags weren't just there. They were flapping in the wind, ignored or explained away. Because, let's be honest, love makes us blind to the things we don't want to see. But 50 Cent. Oh, he saw it. And he wasn't about to let anyone forget it. His commentary wasn't just adding fuel to the fire. It was dousing the whole situation in gasoline, standing back and watching it burn. What did you expect? That was the energy. Like he'd been waiting for this moment. Like he'd known all along that Papoose's charm was just a front for something far more calculated. And the way he mocked Clarissa's blind devotion, that wasn't just trolling. That was a warning. A reminder that in this game, trust is a luxury few can afford.
I told y'all that Remy Ma and Papoose are done.
But here's where the story takes a sharper turn. Because while the world was focused on the love triangle, the texts, the pregnancy, there were other names starting to surface. Other women, other connections, the kind of rumors that don't just suggest a fling, but a system, a way of operating that allegedly involved more than just Remy Ma, more than just Clarissa. Sources close to the situation claim Papoose's opportunism wasn't limited to one relationship. It was a lifestyle, a revolving door of connections, each serving a purpose, each kept compartmentalized just enough to avoid detection. And the financial angle, that's where things get even murkier. Because if the whispers are true, Clarissa wasn't the only one whose resources were allegedly redirected. There are claims unverified, but persistent, that this wasn't just about love. It was about access, about maintaining a certain image, a certain status, a certain level of comfort that required more than one woman's bank account to sustain.
Very sad, regardless. I mean, this happened in 2021. So that was what, 3 years ago?
Yeah.
So the fact that they just getting the information now is crazy, but...
And then there's the cultural chaos of it all. Because in 2026, a scandal like this doesn't just play out in the tabloids. It plays out in real time, on timelines, in comment sections, in the kind of viral dissection that turns private pain into public spectacle. Every post Clarissa makes is analyzed. Every silence is interpreted. Every tear is either genuine or performative, depending on who you ask. The court of public opinion doesn't just weigh in, it feasts in the menu. Clarissa's heartbreak served with a side of schadenfreude. Because let's be real, there's a segment of the audience that isn't just watching this unfold. They're enjoying it. The memes, the hot takes, the way her pain has been repackaged as entertainment. It's brutal. It's relentless. And it's the price of fame in an era where privacy is a myth and every misstep is content. But here's what we're not talking about enough. The way this kind of exposure doesn't just hurt. It changes you. Clarissa didn't just lose a partner. She lost the version of herself that believed in the story she was selling. The one where love conquers all. Where loyalty isn't just a word. Where the man you stand beside in public is the same one you trust in private. And now she's left reconstructing not just her life, but her identity. Because when the world watches you get blindsided, when they dissect your every reaction, when they turn your grief into a trending topic, you don't just move on. You evolve. Or you break. And right now, the jury is still out on which way this is going to go.
That's all we know. So that's what we believe. All relationships fail. And I don't believe it. Because I know some people been together 50 years, 60 years.
And then there's the money. Oh, the money. Because if the rumors are even half true, this wasn't just emotional manipulation. It was financial. The kind of alleged redirection of funds that doesn't just strain a relationship, it destroys it. Sources suggest that while Clarissa was out here building her brand, her career, her legacy, her resources were being used to fund a life she wasn't even part of, trips she didn't take, gifts she didn't receive, bills paid in her name for a reality that was never hers. It's the kind of betrayal that doesn't just sting, it cripples. Because it's not just about the dollars, it's about the principle. The way trust isn't just broken, it's monetized. And in a world where Clarissa's worth is tied to her name, her reputation, her ability to control her own narrative, that's the kind of hit that takes years to recover from.
So that went on for like a couple of months. And then he just told me one day that he loved me, couldn't live without me. And we've been together ever since.
But let's not forget the other players in this game, because Remy Ma isn't just a scorned wife. She's a strategist. And if there's one thing we know about her is that she doesn't lose. Not in the long run. The way she's handled this, the way she's controlled the narrative, the way she's turned Clarissa's pain into her own power play. That's not just survival. That's masterclass. And Papoose. He's not just a cheater. He's a man who allegedly built his life on the assumption that he could have it all. Love, money, fame, control, without ever having to choose. Without ever having to face the consequences. But here's the thing about consequences. They're patient and they're coming. And then there's the child, the unborn baby that ties Papoose to Remy Ma in a way that can't be undone. A family he's allegedly building while Clarissa's left to rebuild her life from the ashes of his lies. It's the kind of twist that doesn't just hurt, it haunts. Because no matter what happens next, that child is a living, breathing reminder of the betrayal, a symbol of the life he chose over her, the future he was building while she was still believing in theirs. And the wild part, the world's still watching, still waiting, still ready to pounce on the next leak, the next screenshot, the next piece of evidence that confirms what we've all started to suspect. That this story is bigger than we thought. That the layers of deception go deeper. That the real truth hasn't even dropped yet.
Y'all wanna know what really gets on my nerves, that grinds my gears. Grinds them so bad. Is that when y'all think I give.
But here's what we know about Clarissa Shields. She's a fighter. And fighters don't stay down, they get back up. And when they do, it's not with tears, it's with a plan. So, while the world's busy dissecting her heartbreak, while the memes are still fresh and the hot takes are still trending, she's out here recalibrating, rebuilding. And if there's one thing more dangerous than a woman scorned, it's a woman who's been forced to see the truth, who's been pushed to the edge and realized she's stronger than the storm. Because when Clarissa comes back, and oh, she will come back, it won't be as the victim. It'll be as the woman who survived the ultimate betrayal and came out the other side, not just intact, but unstoppable. And that's when the real fun begins. Because right now, we're just seeing the opening act. The leaks are still coming. The players are still positioning. And the truth, it's still out there waiting to drop like a bomb. So tell us, do you think Clarissa's heartbreak is the end of her story or just the beginning of something even wilder? Drop your thoughts below because this is far from over. Stay fierce, stay curious, and remember, when the world tries to break you, sometimes the best revenge is rising stronger than they ever expected. Until next time.